Hey guys, Brian Zimmerman here again with CrossFit Knowledge Gym. So, hardest part of getting fit is staying on track when you get sick, when you have some injury, you roll your ankle, tracing down the mailman to give him your Christmas card, or whatever it might be. Your fitness goals don't end just because you get sick or because you have some injury or whatever. And it's like remembering why, like what your goal is, right? And figuring out a way to stay semi on track, still making progress forward or shifting your focus slightly around injury, illness. All right, so if you have the flu, it's in your best interest not to work out. Your body's already beat up, your immune system needs everything that it can muster just to recover from a sickness. Now, if you have an injury, right, let's say, for example, I had broke my wrist at one point, and that didn't stop me from working out every day, sometimes twice a day, like I did, 6-7 years ago. So now, what does it take to work through that, right? Number one, it takes change in mentality. Like, I'm not going to be able to do all the same things that I normally do, and that's okay. But what I want to get out of the workout, or any workout, is to get the intended stimulus of that workout. It's like, right, in our classes here at CrossFit Knowledge Gym, every single workout has a purpose, a reason why, and regardless of what that purpose or reason why is, there's modifications that can still fit that, even if you do something totally different, right? So for example, like let's say we're doing heavy squats today, and the goal is to improve the strength of the lower body, and you tore your ACL playing football, so you're in a cast, or you're in a sling, a brace or something, you can't move one of your legs. Guess what? There's a lot of one-legged exercises we can still do to build lower body strength. And we can also, there's other equipment that we can use to help stimulate the side that's being repaired, probably through surgery and PT and all that, right? There's exercises to do, right? It's like, what level of attention does that need from a coach? Probably more than the average person. But by the time you sit down with a coach, establish what some of your guidelines are gonna be, like, nothing really changes. The progress forward is like, you're still gonna need 3 days a week or more or not necessarily more, but like, you're gonna need the same amount of time to still accomplish your goal. If your coach recommended 3 days a week, and like that's what it was gonna take to get your goal, then that recommendation doesn't change, but what might change is what you're actually doing. It's like, that's all just modification, scaling, that's picking exercises that you can do that's still gonna help you towards those goals. So it's mostly a shift in mentality. Like, hey, I'm gonna do what I can, and I'm gonna keep progressing forward. Like, anybody who has body composition goals, it's not as much about the exercises that you choose. Like, there are definitely better exercises than others, but like, being consistent is far more important for body composition changes than, hey, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. Like, for most people, most of the time, like, doing something is better than nothing. And like, if you have a broken wrist, like, you can still run, you can still squat, you can still do a lot of one-arm stuff. And like for me, like I couldn't hold a barbell in the front rack. Like, for some of you, that means nothing, but like, there are modifications that we can use with a kettlebell or a dumbbell that allow me to not have to bend my wrist and still do the same movements, still get the same effect, even if the workout looks a little bit different than maybe somebody else would be doing. And that's totally fine. So, number one, shift in mentality. Number two, still have to stay consistent and make modifications to your workout so that you can continue to show up and get where you want to go. And third is like, just stop making excuses for yourself, and like, what's cool about like having a coach is like, and like specifically about our gym, and like maybe other coaches will let you make excuses, but here it's like, your goal doesn't change just because you have an injury or illness, and we're not going to let you make an excuse like, oh, I broke my wrist. Yeah, that could easily be an excuse for me to stop doing what I'm doing, stop working towards my goals. And what it is a cop-out. Like, my coach Vanessa wouldn't let me do that. I wasn't gonna let myself do that. And like, it's an example of how like you can just keep on moving forward. Like, it just changes the game plan. Like, if you're trying to survive, right? Like, for some people, that's what fitness is. It's just trying to survive. You're gonna find a way. Like, you're not gonna let excuses, or if you let excuses, then maybe it's just a sad existence, right? Don't let anything get in the way. Like, if your goal is for real and that's what you want to accomplish, there's nothing that you'll let get in the way, or like nothing that you won't try and do to get around it. And like, that's what's important. It's like, most people, are ready and willing to make an excuse for everything. And like, as a coach, I know that people want the things that they say they want. I know they want them, but how bad do they want them? And I'm trying to show them that it's not out of their reach, to help them get excuses out of the way, and to help them continue to strive forward and get where they want to go. And like, I think what we've done at CrossFit Jungle Gym is like, we've systemized that in a way that like anybody can have success here. There's an environment for it. There's the coaching skill. Look at in the background there's a level method. Like, we have modifications for every level, and like, you're not going to have an excuse. Like, injury will never be an excuse for not getting where you want to go with your fitness. We won't let it happen.